It's your boy Street Cred, 4K, back like I never left. Listen, things are not going to lighten up for Big U. It continues to get worse and worse and worse. Now, this latest thing that just happened makes things worse. The long list of things that Big U is accused of, these allegations, the worst of them all, I would have to say, is the murder of Rashawn Williams, RW, which was his artist from Uneek Records that he allegedly murdered back in 2021, and has basically just been living his life for these past 4 years up until now, when seemingly karma has caught up. At least that's what the mother of Rashawn Williams believes, that karma has finally caught up to Big U for the murder of her son. We're going to take a look at that interview, but first, let's get into a little bit of the backstory here real quick.
Let's go over one of the most disturbing allegations against Eugene Henley, which is the murder of a young man named Rashawn Williams. Rashawn Williams, referred to as RW in official court documents, was just 21 years old, a rising star with raw talent, and a former wide receiver for the Crenshaw High School football team. He was full of potential, someone chasing a dream and trying to make something of himself. He wasn't just another artist on Henley's radar. He was being mentored by him. Henley had coached Rashawn in football during his younger years and later brought him under his wing musically, eventually signing him to his label, Uneek Music. This wasn't, however, just business. It was personal. Henley had played a direct role in shaping Rashawn's path, positioning himself as a mentor for him. In January 2021, Uneek Music arranged for Rashawn to travel from California to Los Angeles. The goal was to give the young artist a dedicated week to work, a fresh environment, complete studio access, and space to create. Henley's team booked him an Airbnb, and everything was lined up to help him focus on music and take the next step in his career. But what happened next?
Rashawn didn't do enough of his homework on Big U, because had he done his homework, unfortunately, rest in peace to that young man, had he done his homework, he would have realized that I probably shouldn't be dissing the guy that I'm actually going all the way to Las Vegas to see, who basically is controlling this entire trip. Because if he would have thought that way, if he would have had a little bit more street knowledge with him, street savviness, he would have known that's not the move. And that's probably not the dude to play with.
But what happened next turned that trip into a nightmare that left Rashawn dead in a ditch. Just 5 days before his death, Rashawn Williams recorded a diss track. In the song, he referred to someone as the bro that makes some money and hinted that he might get shot in the face for thinking shit funny. He also referred a .38 revolver with no trace. According to federal agent Kevin Ruza, the diss appeared to be aimed at Eugene Henley, the very man who mentored Rashawn and was representing him under his independent label, Uneek Music. Whether Big U had actually heard the song before the murder remains unclear, but one thing was for certain. This young man had recorded a song where he seemingly dissed Big U, and now he was on a trip to Las Vegas, fully funded by the record label owned by the same man he had just disrespected, the same man who's now accused of killing him. What happened next is laid out in chilling detail by investigators. Once in Vegas, things didn't go entirely as planned. Rashawn was expected to record 1 track a day, but according to investigators, he started missing sessions. What was meant to be a focused week of creativity quickly turned into a stretch of unexplained absences. And that's when tension reportedly began to build. On January 23, 2021, when Rashawn didn't show up for yet another session, investigators say that Big U and his associate, Robinson, drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas to confront him. A friend of Rashawn told authorities that Big U arrived at the Airbnb around 2 a.m. on January 24th. And asked why Rashawn hadn't been showing up. And that's when Rashawn Williams told Big U he didn't have a ride. Now, according to investigators, Henley felt like Rashawn was wasting his time, not showing up to sessions, not taking the opportunity seriously. And when you add in the diss track where he was seemingly dissing him, which he recorded just days earlier, it's easy to see that things could have rubbed Henley the wrong way. The feds believed all of it. The missed studio sessions, the alleged disrespect, the lyrics, and built-up tension was what eventually turned this deadly. Later that day on January 24th, 2021, Big U arrived at the studio around 7 p.m. and Rashawn Williams showed up a few hours later and recorded music until midnight. Everything seemed all good at the time. Around 12:30 a.m., Big U left the studio in the gray Lexus he had been driving with his right-hand man, Sylvester Robinson. Shortly before 1 a.m., Big U's phone stopped reporting any location data and didn't resume until about 2:15 a.m. Around 1:30 a.m. on that night, surveillance footage from the Airbnb they had put Rashawn in showed a dark gray or silver sedan pulling up. Rashawn Williams got out of the passenger side, went inside the Airbnb, and came back with his suitcase, despite the fact that the Airbnb was still booked for another day and his flight wasn't scheduled until later. Around 3 a.m. that same night, Big U returned to the studio, but this time he was alone. A witness later told investigators he looked like he was drenched, either in sweat or water. When asked why he looked like he just jumped out of the ocean, Big U claimed that he was just putting in some work in the gym. The next morning, around 9 a.m. on January 25th, police received a call about a body found in a desert area just outside of Las Vegas, near Clark Peterson Boulevard, about 4 miles northeast of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The victim was identified as Rashawn Williams, a promising, aspiring young rapper and a former wide receiver for the Crenshaw High School football team. Rashawn had been shot in the face, and investigators believed a revolver was used, a weapon that doesn't leave shell casings behind. At the time, investigators collected DNA from Rashawn's body and compared it to Henley's. The results came back inconclusive, but Henley still couldn't be ruled out as a possible match. But the DNA wasn't the only thing raising suspicion. In the days that followed, the FBI alleges that Henley took steps to cover his tracks. He arranged to have recording equipment removed from the studio and ordered the destruction of surveillance footage. According to the affidavit, investigators believe that video would have shown an altercation between Henley and Rashawn and potentially captured the two leaving the studio together before the murder. About a month after the murder, the FBI's LA Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs launched a full-scale investigation.
See, there's no way for Big U to get out of that. I mean, you're going to have to be a real magician to wiggle your way out of that one. Like, there's no way. Like, 1 + 2 = 3. Big U plus RW's body popping up in the desert equals he did it. That's what it's going to come up as. Because it sounds like to me that RW made this diss track talking about saying in the diss track, the bro that makes some money that thinks is funny might get shot in the face. Sounds like to me Big U took that personal and he ended up shooting him in the face. That's what it looks like, and that's what it's looking like to feds. And he's not going to be able to produce any footage of where else he was on that day that RW came up missing from the studio. So this, for feds, is a slam dunk. If there's any of you out there that thought Big U was ever getting out, he's never getting out. And that's not because of all the other charges that he has on him as being the leader of the Rolling 60s. It's going to be because of this murder of his artist that was not following his instructions. And we already know that gang leaders have control issues. I mean, everybody got control issues. You know what I mean? Your baby mama might have control issues, but Big U probably got real control issues. And he seems like a guy you don't tell no. And at least that's what Rashawn Williams' moms said. Let's get into that.
Big U was, might have been involved in your son's murder. I mean, do you believe he's responsible?
I know for a fact he's responsible. There's no doubt in my mind. Mother's instance, I know he's responsible.
Why do you think that he did it? I mean, that's like the big question.
Because you don't like the word no.
Okay.
You don't want nobody to tell you no. Everything's supposed to go your way or no way. So I feel like my baby did something that you didn't like. And you did what you did. Now karma's at your door.
Do you think Big U is a real threat to the community right now?
Of course.
There's a lot there. I mean,
of course he is, because if he could do this to my child, what makes you think he couldn't do it to nobody else's child? Or if he haven't done it to nobody else's child? Or if he don't have anybody child right now feeling threatened because of what he have said to them or what he have done to them. So, of course, he's a threat. Of course. No doubt.
With all this coming to light, are you worried for your family's safety?
Most definitely. I've been worried for my kids' safety since day one, since this happened. I shouldn't have to be a parent within fear of my child's or my kid's life when I trusted you. And you took that away from me.
I mean, is there a message that you would want to send to Big U?
Why? Any other time you would have called me. Still right now, today, I still haven't heard from you. Nothing. Just like they say, that big old N, you have it on your chest right now, and it stands for nothing, because that's what you are. In my book, you a nothing person to me. Can I forgive you? I tried. I tried to pray on it. I tried to ask the Lord above me to help me to forgive you. And deep down, my Heavenly Father upstairs know who I am, if don't nobody else know me. I've tried, and I cannot do it. I cannot forgive you.
That's Rashawn Williams' mom, and I think his sister. So listen, you can see the pain in her body language. Like, you can hear the pain in her voice. I want to say that with the way she sounds, Big U should be scared. But it is nothing to laugh about. I mean, she lost her son. Is a very, very serious thing. This is irreparable. Like you can't turn that thing around. And I feel like she has a few things going on. There's pain, there's anger, and she has a sense of certainty. She's certain that Big U took her son's life because her son didn't follow what Big U said he wanted to be done. He didn't follow Big U's orders, and for those reasons, he lost his life, and allegedly Big U's the one who did it. And given the details that are released so far from the feds, again, it's leading right to the fact that he is going to be found guilty on a few different things, and murder's one of them. And personally, I don't believe he's ever getting out. I don't think he's ever going to see the light of day again. I think that is the end of Big U's reign in the streets, for sure. That's what I truly believe, and so be it. Let there be justice for Rashawn Williams. Let there be justice for Nipsey. Let them link him to Nipsey if he did and he was responsible for Nipsey's murder. And I really want to know what you guys feel about this and what you guys think. I think that it's time for that to go ahead and call it a day on his shenanigans and the evil that he's been doing. Because when family members come out about in the community and speak about things, especially when their son is a victim, it says a lot to the courts. It says a lot to the judge. It says a lot to those that's working that murder. It means that they believe that Big U is truly a menace to society and should never get out again. And that they are here to drive it all the way to home base. So, you let me know what you guys think in the comments and how you guys feel about it. If you believe that Big U is truly behind it, I truly believe that he is. That's just what I feel. That's my opinion. It's your boy, Street Cred, 4K. Do me a favor, subscribe, because I need you guys all to keep tapping in, keep checking in, and I'm keep bringing you the truth.